the national championship.
The Florida Gators have won the Southeastern Conference Championship. GatorZone is presented by Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of GatorZone alongside Megan Parler. Jeff Cardozo here with you. Happy to be in the Stephen C. O'Connell Center, the pool behind us. And it's not cold enough yet to be indoors all the time. Still a few months of hot weather in Gainesville, but it is starting to cool off, which is certainly nice around these parts, and certainly nice to have swimming back. You had the All Florida Invitational this past weekend, and it was nice to see the guys and gals get in the pool again.
Yeah, and on the women's side, there was a freshman who had a breakout season last year, Kelly Fertel, and in her sophomore season, we get to see what she'll do next. And she spent her summer competing, just like we talked about the volleyball players doing for their country, for Team USA, and she was in Israel. So here's Shelby with more.
As a freshman last season, Kelly Fertel brought a lot to the women's swim team. She won 4 individual events throughout the year and qualified for the NCAA championships in March. After a successful first year in orange and blue, Fertel spent the summer in red, white, and blue as part of the USA Open swimming team for the World Maccabi Games in Israel.
I'd never really envisioned myself representing the US. I mean, not because I don't think I can ever do it, but it was just like a surreal type of thing. And it was really fun just, seeing everyone.
Be able to swim internationally in Israel for the U.S. Is a great honor. It was her first international experience. And to be able to actually take her role here in Gainesville and take it there to Israel and represent the U.S., I don't think any of us could have been any prouder.
The Maccabi Games, which brings together 10,000 Jewish athletes, is the 3rd largest international sporting event in the world after the Olympics and the Pan American Games. While in Israel, Fertel placed in the top 8 in 8 events and came away with 7 medals, 4 individual golds and 1 silver, as well as a gold and silver from relays.
I mean, I didn't really think much about what I was winning or any of the records or anything. For me, it was just more about enjoying the experience, and I just had so much fun, so I wasn't really worried about the swimming necessarily. And I always race well when I have fun, and I just race the person next to me, so that's what I did.
She may have had a ton of success in the water, but to Fertel, this was much more than a swim meet.
You're there for 3 weeks, and it's just as much kind of a cultural experience as it is a competitive one when you're there.
It was a really good experience. I mean, I was proud to be Jewish before, but it gave me a new sense of religion, and it definitely reshaped the way I think of everything.
Kelly is now back in orange and blue, and even though it's only her 2nd year, she's ready to step up for her team.
She obviously gained a lot of confidence representing the U.S. Internationally. She came back and she's kind of taken a role upon herself to be a great leader, even though she's a sophomore, and a lot of people kind of tend to forget that a little bit. So I think she's taken it upon herself to be that leader and that role model to help us get there.
Kelly is like the voice of the team. She's always there, speaking, smiling, having fun. She brings a lot of joy to the team, and I feel like even though she's only a sophomore, when she walks into the room, it's different. It's a lot more positive.
Fertel's talent has always been there, but thanks to her coaching staff here at Florida and her experience this summer, she finally found the key to unlock her full potential this season.
Coach Troy really saw a lot in me, confidence-wise. I learned to just have more fun in my swimming, so I think with that, my confidence has grown a little bit, and I think that I just enjoy myself more. I love coming to practice and having fun, and I like working hard, so I think it's coming full circle, I think, for me now.
The missing piece all of last year was confidence in herself. And I think after what she accomplished during the college season last year, and especially what she was able to accomplish this summer, I think now she has that confidence that maybe had been lacking last year as a freshman. The sky's the limit relative to what she can achieve this year, so I think we're all excited to see what she can do.
For GatorZone, I'm Shelby Granath.
Well, thanks so much, Shelby. And talking about amazing swimmers, you can't forget Caleb Dressel in his senior year. I don't know if there's adjectives to describe his ability. Gold medalist, NCAA championships, and he was at the Hall of Fame induction as well.
That he was. He was honored as the Ben Hill Griffin Award winner. It was a really cool privilege for me again to MC that banquet. And, you know, it was weird seeing Caleb. You're so used to seeing him in a Speedo. He's like all dressed up in a tux, but obviously a great athlete here on campus. And, you know, it's so hard trying to vote the people in who are getting honored. So if you are in the UF Athletic Hall of Fame, you are certainly special, and it was a very special night.
Prior to the Tennessee football game, the Gators introduced 9 new inductees to the UF Hall of Fame. 3 previous men's basketball players from the 2004 to 2007 team were inducted, including Corey Brewer, Joakim Noah, and Al Horford. Brewer was the 2007 Final Four Most Outstanding Player and a 2-time NCAA champion. Joakim Noah also inducted, winning 2 NCAA titles, and was named 2006 Final Four Most Outstanding Player. The final basketball inductee from the 2004 to 2007 team is Al Horford, who was named to the 2007 First Team All-SEC along with the team's 2 NCAA wins. From the court to the turf, Jaquez Green played on the 1995 to 1997 football team and was also inducted. Green was a member of the 1996 NCAA championship football team and was named 1997 First Team All-American. Representing the men's golf team is Buddy Alexander and Matt Every. Alexander was the head coach from 1988 to 2014 and a 2-time NCAA champion, 8-time SEC champion, and 3-time National Coach of the Year. Every was a part of the men's golf 2003 to 2006 team, a 3-time First Team All-American and All-SEC athlete, along with being the 2006 Ben Hogan Award recipient for the Most Outstanding Collegiate Golfer. From the women's tennis team, Alexis Gordon during 2002 to 2005 and 2006 was a 4-time First Team All-American and 5-time First Team All-SEC, as well as being 2004 SEC Female Tennis Player of the Year and a member of the 2003 NCAA championship team. Final inductee is Benavia Jenkins, who was a volleyball team member from 2000 to 2003 and was a 3-time All-American and a 4-time SEC champion during her years at UF. The Gators recognize these players' hard work, commitment, and accomplishments while they were part of the Gator Nation family.
Well, Jeff, I know that's a fun night and for you to MC it and kind of catch up with people. Got to catch up with Matt Laporta, so any fun stories from the night?
No, I think just reliving the memories. And I think the cool part was hearing how all of those student athletes got to the University of Florida. And you know, a lot of them said that, you know, hey, that wasn't my first choice, but once I got to campus, I was really wowed by this place, and we were certainly wowed by a lot of those moments that they put on the field, the court, whatever it might have been. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with more GatorZone right after this.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. And by Gatorade. Win from within.
Hey everyone, and welcome back into GatorZone. Jeff and I made our way over to James G. Presley Stadium, where you think of James G. Presley Stadium, the soccer program, you think of Becky Burley.
Sure.
She's a staple of this program, been here for over 2 decades, and such a great person. Everyone admires her, respects her, so fun to be around, but this past year has kind of been a difficult one for her.
Certainly has. Anytime you lose a loved one, it's certainly hard on anybody's lives, and she lost both of her parents this past year. Of course, a big impact of her being the coach here at the University of Florida. She's a great DJ now and all the things that she does, and the soccer team did a great thing. All her players had so much respect for Becky, they decided to surprise her with a special little thing on their uniforms.
Between the months of February and July, the Florida soccer family lost 2 of their biggest fans, Ron and Nancy Burley. Losing both of her parents in a span of 5 months was obviously not easy for Coach Becky Burley, but the team was there for her the entire time. Ron and Nancy are now with the Gators in spirit, and the team is reminded of their presence every game. When Coach Burley lost her father in February, the Gators immediately wanted to help out in whatever way they could. They responded the same way in July when her mother passed away.
This is our family. I think we all kind of felt the loss through Becky. We know how much her parents mean to her. They were a loss to us too, and so we just really wanted to band together and support her as much as we possibly could.
I'm not a big emotional person or like sharing emotions too much, and I think the team gave me like a safe space to do that with them.
It was a tough situation, but it allowed the players to be there for their coach, someone who is always there for them.
In her role, she's constantly consumed of a supporting role, so the fact that we were able to flip it is just like so meaningful, and the girls are really excited about that opportunity to show her how much we care.
She's kind of a mom figure to a lot of us, and she's supported us off the field so much. So I think that everyone feels that kind of bond with her. So when we knew she needed us, like it was kind of the first time ever that Becky wasn't like the one giving us the support, and we were the ones that needed to step up for her.
When we were going through both situations with my mom and dad, you know, players were supporting me and helping get the house ready for like our celebration of life. After my dad passed away, visiting my mom in the nursing home, things like that. It was just really cool to see that it wasn't like a distant situation for them, like they were in it with me.
Ron and Nancy were supportive of Becky her entire soccer career, playing and coaching. So when the Gators took the field for their home opener, Coach Burley couldn't help but notice a few familiar faces weren't there.
It was pretty weird, for sure. When my parents would come to games, they would come really early, and my dad would always save the chair, like a companion chair, because my mom had her own wheelchair. And so he would either tip the chair against the railing or he would put a towel on it to save the chair so no one else would take it. When I walked out for the first game, there was a chair tipped on the railing, which was really weird. I'm sure it was just there from like the whole summer, but just seeing that made me think a little bit. And I have a little video that I watched where my mom was saying good luck for the next game, which was obviously filmed a while ago. It was a little bit weird, but I really felt like they were there in spirit.
The players made sure Coach Burley felt her parents' presence the first home game of the 2017 season. With the help of a lot of people in the University Athletic Association, the Florida soccer team had R and N patches put on all their uniform sleeves. With Coach Burley completely unaware, the team presented her the jerseys before the game.
I was completely taken by surprise when they decided to put the patch on our jerseys. Like, I really had no idea that was coming. You know, for me to feel like they're still there now, even though they aren't, it just really means a lot. It's something that, you know, I will never forget for sure.
Every time we look to our shoulder, it's R plus N, and she sees that as well, and that's just a tangible way to be like, we're here for you and this is for you.
The Gators aren't just using the patch as a reminder of how amazing Coach Burley's parents were.
There's a bigger picture than just our individual lives. Knowing that we're playing for Becky's parents, it allows people to kind of get outside of themselves and support the bigger picture. It also helped, I think, our team just kind of like, this is a big reason to push every single game.
Soccer's amazing, soccer's everything, but there's a lot more to this, and it goes both ways because that just makes us come closer, it makes us play better, to have a purpose, and we definitely have a very strong purpose this season.
The Gators have played with grit, passion, and determination so far this season, and you can't help but wonder if it's because they're wearing their hearts on their sleeves. For GatorZone, I'm Shelby Granath.
Well, thanks so much, Shelby, and what a great thing those student athletes to do for Coach Burley and to kind of represent what her parents meant to her and to everyone here.
Yeah, no doubt. She's tremendous, and I think so many coaches, you look back on what they say about their players, like they want them to call them in 10, 15 years, and I think all those players have enough respect for Becky. They'll be calling her, and a very special moment. Well, we're going to have a little special moment. We're going to go cuddle at Lake Alice when we return here on GatorZone.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. And by Gatorade. Win from within.
Hey everybody, welcome back to GatorZone. Jeff Cardozo, Megan Parler here with you at one of the most iconic spots on the University of Florida campus, Lake Alice, where this bench during Hurricane Irma was completely covered. Famous picture out there of a couple guys sitting on the top like we are, and just amazing the impact of what not only that storm did here in Gainesville, but throughout the entire state. But it brought a lot of people together. Obviously, a football game was missed by not only here at University of Florida, several throughout the state, but more importantly, it gave an opportunity for a lot of people to just get together and help each other.
Yeah, that's the best part, Jeff. There's tragedy, and obviously a lot of people lost a lot of things that meant a lot to them, but people got together and helped those in need. Mitch Gerber talks about how this hurricane affected the state of Florida.
Irma, the new tropical storm, is likely to be a long-lived hurricane. It's mostly next week's story, but we got to keep a close eye on it.
It is almost impossible, really, for storms of this magnitude to continue to have this kind of strength for this period of time.
Many are calling Irma's current track the worst case scenario.
The forecast for Florida growing ever more grim over recent hours, with the largest evacuation in state history currently underway.
Shaken, devastated, yet far from broken.
I mean, it's been kind of rough knowing that your family's away from you. I mean, I'm a family-oriented guy, so just not having my family around me through this hurricane, I mean, it put a lot of pressure on me. But now that I know they're safe, so I mean, I'm good right now.
The past couple of days, I just wanted to be here for, all my friends and family. My family's from Michigan, but I have 30 teammates, who has family and friends down south. So I was just there for them and, make sure their family's safe and, have my prayers out for the rest of Florida.
Hurricane Irma may be over, but water levels on north central Florida rivers keep on rising.
And those levels are expected to reach record highs.
It's the largest power restoration effort in U.S. history. Tonight, local crews plus teams from New York, Pennsylvania, even Minnesota working to light up the southeast.
Definitely devastating, it's out of our control. So, you just can't really do anything about this situation. But, we've been trying to stay together and be one because we know we all need each other.
During desperate times throughout a state of emergency, a community, a city, a state, all stuck together as one. This is about a team, a helping hand, a simple gesture of support, and most of all, a family. Throughout the past few days, the state of Florida has been stretched thin. Countless hours have been spent trying to recover. First responders have worked around the clock, and lives have been changed forever. The light at the end of the tunnel may seem dim now, but at the end of the day, this is still our state, and we'll rise again the only way we know how, as one.
Well, Mitch, thank you, and a big thank you to everybody out there that helped with the recovery efforts, because certainly so many things were needed, and that's what's so special about this place. And you think about amount of people that didn't have power, that didn't have things in their home that they normally need, but they went out and helped other people. And certainly a big part of that was within the city of Gainesville.
Yeah, and the University of Florida Athletic Association wanted to thank those first responders that live here locally and that were here with a thank you breakfast. So here's more about how the UAA could say thank you.
Hurricane Irma. It affected practically the entire state of Florida. Downed trees, flooding, and countywide power outages. While Florida's football team had their game against Northern Colorado canceled due to the storm, there was another team hard at work, getting Gainesville back on its feet. To recognize those responders who have worked tirelessly since the devastating storm passed through Gainesville, the University Athletic Association hosted a breakfast to help show their appreciation.
Go Gators! All right. On behalf of the University of Florida and our Athletic Association, I want to thank everyone who's here associated with the city in some capacity. We want to thank you guys, number one, for coming and joining us this morning and letting us spend some time with you, and say thank you for all the hard work that you've done. Just a great reminder that really 365 days a year, we depend on you guys, and we're so appreciative. This is a great partnership.
Along with the University Athletic Association staff, University of Florida's athletic director Scott Strickland and many of the coaches and student athletes attended this breakfast to show their gratitude and support for those first responders.
Well, obviously this community's been through a lot with Hurricane Irma, and getting the football game against Tennessee played was a large undertaking with all the moving parts, and obviously a lot of university personnel chipped in, but the city was such a great partner, and we wanted to say thank you, and not only for this week, but for all that they do, providing security and helping our community. And it's a great partnership, and we want to make sure that they understand how important they are to us. We have a lot of people from the athletic department, coaches, athletes, and then a lot of people from the city, police officers, firemen, people who work on the cleanup crews and throughout the community. And we're just bringing everybody together to fellowship and enjoy a good breakfast.
For GatorZone, I'm Jake Young.
Well, thank you so much, Jake, and I know the Athletic Association and everyone thanks those first responders for everything that they did during Hurricane Irma.
All right, we got to get another break, but when we get back, Some top plays coming your way, and there's some good ones from this week in Florida athletics.
Hey guys, Jeff and I still hanging out in the suites here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium and found another Gator, and there were Gators all over the place making the best plays as always in our top plays.
This is always the toughest part for our Gator Vision staff to figure out the best of the best, but here's what they came up with this week.
Today's top plays are brought to you by Nike.
275-pound Dario Odengbu landed right on that shoulder. Now the kick is away on the punt by Townsend at the 18-yard line, and the Gators get a gunner down there. How my! To the Commodore 35-yard line on the right hash. Frank's under center on a play action, drops back, looks to throw the ball down toward the right side. It's tipped, but it's caught anyway. It's caught at the 3-yard line by Freddie Swain. The ball was deflected. It kept on going, and Swain made the catch down to the 2-yard line. First and goal.
And a great catch it was. Looked like it was going to be intercepted. Tipped. Swain kept his eye on the ball as it was tipped. Oh, that's pretty amazing play right there.
Rivers and Blasingame in a nice set. Shermer under center, drops back and hands the ball off, and he's hit and dropped on a beautiful tackle. Blasingame had no chance at all because C.C. Jefferson threw him for a loss back on the 35-yard line. They got all 11 within 3 yards of the ball. Now here's a handoff, giving off to Davis. He's into the secondary. There goes Davis. He's going to run to score. The game's over. How my Malik Davis, he just ran for a touchdown on 4th and 1, 38 yards. Ball game. How my, how, yes.
Kramer for Florida, and the serve is in play for Monserrat. A solo block for Carly Snyder on Gator, the left side of the defense. Wow. Gators dig it up. It was Hammond. Set to the middle. Ramon Hassan straight down. LSU goes outside to Rodriguez. Dug up by CK in back left. Bumped off of Hammond's forearms to the outside. Carly angle shot kill. Wow. Pass Carly in back right. Monserrat sets the middle. Kramer. Haven't called her name in a while. Kill for Rachel Kramer.
Solis out in front. It's in. 1-0 to the Gators. Tricoli has come back on. Seiler, and that ball's kicked in. Cassie Owens has scored. And the senior has her first career goal.
She wants this league to become better because that only makes your conference better.
This ricochets off the post. Still a chance this time. Alexander rips it in. And Florida has taken a 3-0 lead with under 4 minutes to play.
Well, there's always such good ones, and love watching that segment, and love that you guys watch us. But that's going to do it for this week's show. But you can always stay in touch with the Gators, can't you?
That's right, Jeff. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Follow all the Gator programs and see what they're doing.
That's right. She is my partner,
Megan Parler.
And for our wonderful cameraman, Gareth Gutierrez, I'm Jeff Cardozo. We'll see you guys next time.